Hello everyone, today we are going to see one of the most important and beautiful places in Istanbul. A place full of stories, secrets, and splendor. Topkapi Palace, a palace that was once the center of power of the Ottoman sultans. And now, in all its glory, awaits us. So join me as we enter one of the most fascinating living stories in history.
Hello, today we are going to the place that was the center of power, politics, and mysterious life of the Ottoman Empire for years. Topkapi Palace. A place where the shadow of the sultans and court stories can still be felt on its walls. A palace facing the sea, sitting in the heart of Istanbul, and gazing at the ever-blue horizon of the Sea of Marmara and the Golden Horn. When you pass through its large and magnificent gate, it feels like you have entered the corridor of history. Everything is there, as it was centuries ago. Stone walls, tall trees, and spaces that only the footsteps of the sultans seem to be able to pass through. Here, the first courtyard of the palace, where soldiers and servants pass through every day. Long queues, muffled footsteps on the pavement, and guards who never took their eyes off the gate. But now, a strange silence prevails in this courtyard. Only the soft sound of tourists' footsteps can be heard. It's as if the walls have been watching for years and not telling stories. Passing through another gate, we enter the second courtyard. A more important and formal place. This is where the sultans and their ministers decided the great deeds of the empire. Here is the building of Humayun's Diwan. The same place where the sultan sat on the throne and the ministers appeared before him one by one. Imagine, the very place you are standing now has witnessed decisions that have changed the fate of nations and even the world thousands of times. In today's silence, it seems like you can hear the whispers and official sermons of those meetings from the stones. Behind this section, the large and long kitchen building is located. This is where food was prepared for more than 4,000 people a day. Large cauldrons, ever-burning fires, and the aroma of food wafting from miles around the palace. The kitchen was the beating heart of the palace's daily life. Every day, the sound of spoons and pots and the muted laughter of the cooks could be heard here. Today, however, only the walls and stoves remain, and perhaps a few signs of all that hustle and bustle. Continuing your steps, you will reach one of the most amazing parts of the palace, the royal treasury. A treasure trove of jewels, crowns, swords, and unique objects displayed behind vitrines, or display cases. The largest diamonds, precious stones, and swords decorated with gold and emeralds are here before your eyes. Each of these witnesses a great story. From the conquests of the sultans, to wars, peace, and even betrayals. But here's the interesting thing. None of these jewels, like the palace itself, speak. They just look. In another part of the palace, there is a place that has always been full of mystery. The harem. The place where the sultans, their mothers, wives, and children lived. The intricate courtyards and corridors, the small and large rooms with blue and gold tiles, reveal a hidden world that outsiders knew little about. Within these walls, countless stories of love, jealousy, rivalry, and even politics took place. A place where every night, perhaps, the sultan's life was turned upside down. But the most fascinating part of the palace is where the sultans spent most of their time. Terraces overlooking the sea, overlooking the Golden Horn and the Sea of Marmara. This is where the sultans, in silence, looked at the city, watched the boats glide on the water, and perhaps made great decisions right there in their hearts. The wind comes from the sea and increases the tranquility of this space 1,000-fold. Even now, after centuries, this place still has its own magic. Standing on this terrace, seeing this view, it seems to turn you into a sultan for a moment. And in the end, Topkapi Palace is not just a building. This is the beating heart of Ottoman history. The traces of hundreds of years of glory, life, and even intrigue. To see Topkapi, it is not enough to just come and pass by, you have to see, hear, and feel it with your heart. Here, stories spin in the wind, and they are just waiting for you to become a part of them.